Hey guys, welcome to another video. I know I do these on a very rare occasion, and now is the time for me to finally live up to that rare occasion once again. I'm going to do another game review for you today. It's for a game that came out about 2 years ago, I would say. It's the 3DS game New Super Mario Bros. 2. I believe I've talked about other installments of this franchise in previous videos here on my channel and on Facebook for those who've been watching me for that long. Um, but yeah, this is the 3DS version. I finally got around to playing it. I've actually beaten it for the most part. There's a few unlockable stuff I haven't quite beaten yet, but I played enough of it to know if I liked it or hated it. So here's my review for you today. So in New Super Mario Bros. 2, basically the Koopa Kids are back. The Koopa Kids were from Super Mario Bros. 3, for those who don't remember them. They were the Kooplings that you would face off against at the end castle level of each world in that game. And so in this game, they kind of kept that aspect of Super Mario Bros. 3 and put it into a new Super Mario Bros. Game. And this time around it's just Mario, but I think you can play as Luigi in like multiplayer or two-player or something, or he might be an unlockable character. Maybe I didn't get that far. Um, but yeah, as always, the Bowser steals Princess Peach, and this time around, you got to face off against the Koopa Kids, and then you'll eventually face Bowser in the final world. Strangely enough, this game only has 6 worlds, and then there's 2 worlds that are unlockable, and then there's a star world at the end of the game too. So not much plot wise that's unique about it, but there's a lot of interesting levels that you get to play through in this game. So yeah, like for example, in the first world, it's the typical grass levels. Where you see the castle in the background. World 2 is the pyramid world, and there's a ice world, and basically, if you played any other Super Mario Brothers title, a lot of these worlds are going to look very familiar to you, specifically if you played the new Super Mario Brothers titles. So for positives and negatives of New Super Mario Bros. 2, I liked the new and interesting power-ups that the game had. There was a golden fireflower, which allows you to turn anything into gold when you hit it with a fireflower, and you get coins off of it. Um, there's also a coin box feature where whenever you jump or hit something, when you have this coin box on your face, you get more coins. This is a very coin-heavy game. This is probably the most coin-heavy Super Mario Brothers title I've played so far. It's very mandatory for you to collect as many coins as possible, because if you do, there's lots of unlockables along the way, and the game literally keeps track of every coin that you collect in this game. So I thought that was kind of a neat feature. But yeah, the coin box power up and the golden fire flower power up is pretty cool. Um, you also get the golden fire flower through these special little houses that Toad will give you the feature to, so that you can go into the level and click on the touch screen, and it will give you the golden fire flower feature. If you're looking for a good 3D effect, for a 3DS game, New Super Mario Bros. 2 definitely has that. There's some very good 3D effects in this game. I personally don't keep the 3D on for super long, just because it kind of hurts my eyes after a while. So, but yeah, if you really want a really good, 3DS game that has good 3D effects, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is definitely going to do the trick for you. It's a fun game to play through. I had a lot of fun. Every second of this game, it was a fun level to play through. So, huge thumbs up to Nintendo for really making a fun game. Um, it's a smooth and easy to learn controls. This is probably the quickest I've caught up on as far as controls go for a game. Maybe just because I've played so many of these titles already, but it's just very smooth, very easy to learn controls. I think a lot of games can really learn from this game as far as controls go, because there's some very smooth controls here. No complaints at all about that. Like I was briefly talking about earlier, it keeps track of every coin you collect in this game, and as a result, you win prizes, you win additional modes, you'll unlock a lot of stuff. So it'll keep track of every coin you collect in this game. So it's very important that you save as often as you can. Because even if you don't pass level, let's say you die in it, the game does keep track of every coin you collect. And yeah, it's a very neat feature that Nintendo added in this time. A lot of interesting Super Mario Brothers 3 elements are in this. When you get the Tanuki suit, I think is what they call it, or the raccoon suit, if you want to call it that. When you run a certain amount of time, and there's a power up feature, and then you can fly in the air for a few seconds. That aspect of Super Mario Brothers 3 was definitely brought back here, and it was brought back very effectively. And I kind of liked how the Koopa Kids made a comeback. It was nice to see them again. And for those who've played Super Mario World, if you remember the Rhino boss battle from that, there's some smaller castle levels in this game where you get to face off against those rhinos again, and you actually have to take them down the same way that you had to take them down in Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. So it was kind of interesting to see them come back as well. Now, for negatives of this game, I do think it's a tad too easy. I beat this game within a matter of like 2 or 3 weeks, and I don't play video games as often as probably the average gamer would at this rate in my life. So, yeah, it's a very easy game. Not a lot of difficult levels, to tell you the truth. One thing that the game does, and though it's a very nice feature, I'll give Nintendo this. It's almost kind of too easy though. They kind of let you off the hook as far as beating the levels go. If you've played a certain level a certain amount of times and you're still not beating it, they give you an invincibility raccoon suit. And though it's nice, though I can finally beat the level, not be, throw the system at the wall or anything, I think it's a little too easy. I think it kind of lets the gamer off the hook a little bit too much. The final boss battle with Bowser, though it was a difficult level, as soon as you get that invincibility raccoon suit, it's like, okay, this is easy. This is way too easy. So yeah, a little bit too easy of a game. I would have preferred a new Super Mario Brothers title that had a little bit more challenging levels. So a little memo to Nintendo: if you do make a third one or a later one of this franchise later on, try to make the levels a little bit more difficult. I think it'd make for a more fun game that might last a little bit longer. That goes to my next point, where the game just felt a little bit too short, and I really think it needed more levels. Though it's nice that there is 2 unlockable worlds and a star world when you beat the game, 6 worlds to me is not enough for a Super Mario Brothers title. I would have really preferred 8 worlds, and then maybe offer me 2 or 3 additional worlds after that if you want, or do what Super Mario 3D Land did. Offer all these an additional 8 worlds or something like that, and really challenge us. And so I really felt this game was a little bit too short, and it just needed a lot more levels than what it offered me. And another negative I had about this game was there's some great additional modes to the game, but it needed more of them. There's only one additional mode so far, and then the more coins you collect, the more of that mode you can do. So like you can go into different worlds. You can do strictly fireflower ability and strictly mushroom ability and things like that. And because there's like this coin rush feature or something like that where you play through a level and you collect as many coins as you can. That's one of the unlockable modes of this game, and then you get more versions of that as you play through the game. So that's kind of one of the many of the unlockable things you can get in this game. But yeah, I felt like I needed more modes. It felt it was just way too short. This game was way too short, and I needed something longer because I mean, when someone like me can only play games on occasion, and I beat it within the first month I got the game, that's a sign that the game's probably a little bit too short. But even though let's say I play this game for 45 minutes every time I pick it up. Still, the fact that I beat it within the month I got it, that's still a pretty short game, I would say. So overall, I give New Super Mario Bros. 2 a 9 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic game. I love the controls of this game. I love the coin-heavy features that this game offers this time around. And I loved all the Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World elements that were brought back for this. But it's a little too easy. It's a little too short. It really needed a lot more levels. And I think it really could have benefited from some additional modes, specifically some modes that could have had better use of the touchscreen. Because this game doesn't really use the touchscreen that much, and so I would have preferred another New Super Mario Bros. Title that really took advantage of the touchscreen. Just my personal opinion, though. So yeah, 9 out of 10. It's a great game. If you love Super Mario Brothers titles, it is worth picking up. Be forewarned, though, it is a really short game. So maybe if you pick this up, maybe pick up an additional game just because it is so short. So I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And if you can, make sure to pick up a copy of New Super Mario Bros. 2.